Thanks. Can everybody hear me? Okay. My name is Courtney. It's my first developer group meetup, so it's kind of intense. I currently work in customer success for Purple Vision, and today I'm going to talk about developers and admins and why we need each other. And hopefully at the end you agree with me. So just to start off really quickly, we're going to talk about why not all great minds think alike, why there is a divide sometimes between the two groups, what we can do to bridge that gap, as well as why I think that we are better together. So to start off, I think that not all great minds do think alike, and that's why the two groups do need to work together on a lot of different Salesforce projects. But a lot of the times, it does feel like we're speaking different languages sometimes. And when that happens, I think that there's miscommunication, and a lot of animosity can build between the two groups when we misunderstand each other, and sometimes we don't get along. So the reason why I think there is a divide, I think, is because of Salesforce. That came out wrong, but yay. It's because it's giving admins so much power to do things themselves, and so I think there is a little bit of, not jealousy, but I think we think that we can just go out alone and we think we don't need the other group. So either admins thinking I can do a developer's job, or a developer thinking that the admin is useless. I think also that because we work on Salesforce in the same environment, and I think sometimes that can cause ownership control issues, where we're playing in the sandbox at the same time. We can get mad at admins for making changes that we didn't approve. Causes problems sometimes. Also, I think that because we have different roles, so developers are hired to do a specific job as well as admins are hired to do their job, it means that we do have different ways of thinking about how to use Salesforce and what should be done. And so that diversity really can cause problems sometimes, and issues come up. As well as distance. So this sometimes is, different groups are sitting in different places in the office. Sometimes it's down the hall. Sometimes we work with different groups that are overseas in different countries, and that actual physical divide can cause a lot of problems if we don't understand each other and we don't bother to try and understand the other person. So if issues arise, how do we build the bridge and get along and try and work through those issues? The first thing I think we should remember is that no one is an expert anymore in Salesforce. There's so much to learn, and admins are experts in their jobs, and developers are experts in theirs, but there's so much that we don't know. The community's there. I think nobody can know everything. So it's a good thing to remember that if somebody doesn't know something, we're all in the same boat. I also think we should ensure understanding. So instead of just saying, oh, it's fixed, maybe explain why and make sure that even though maybe we're explaining it to an admin, maybe explain it so they do understand the problem, and it'll just help in the future what's happened and how to go at it next time. I also think we should promote trust. So that means that if I trust the developer to do their job and they trust the admin to do their job, then there's not a lot of misunderstanding between the two, and we can just go at it and there's no issues. As well as listening and learning. So there's a lot of feedback sometimes between different organizations and different people within them and how we like to deal with things. And if we listen to feedback on how people like to receive requirements, how people like to be spoken to, dealt with internally, then we can help the process be a lot smoother if we listen to each other. So finally, I do think that we are better together, and this is because actually quite recently when I was creating this presentation, I didn't realize that our whole developer team was going to be away for a holiday, and I thought, I'll just do it myself. It can't be that hard. There's the internet. I'll look at the community. I looked it up, and I did kind of do it myself, but I did end up breaking the whole system for our client. And so it probably would have been better. It would be great to learn how to do it, but probably respect that the developer knows more than me, and to have him teach me separately and not spend the whole day fixing a huge mess. So we can't do it alone, even though we think we can, and there are tools to do it, we just shouldn't. I also think that sharing knowledge is a win-win for everyone, so it shouldn't be a threat if somebody wants to learn maybe a job that feels like it shouldn't be theirs. It really should be okay to share knowledge across the different groups, so admins and developers and vice versa. I also think that if we have different viewpoints, then we have really robust QA. So if I try and go at something myself and in an admin role and I try and test it, I'm not going to catch things that the developers are going to catch. And I think vice versa as well. And that makes for a really strong project. And finally, I think it's really good for business. When we work together, the project is smoother. There's going to be more business in the future. Project delivery is going to be well. So we really do need to work together, I think. And yeah, better together. So thank you. Do we have questions, comments? Maybe you guys want to get to the drinks and have me be quiet? Up to you. Thank you.